Hello guys and welcome to my blog. As I explained in the last video, we cannot get some direct conclusions of the data that we are receiving from the sensor. So I have been thinking in a way that I can use the data that I've been receiving, and this is the idea that come to my mind. So imagine that this is the sensor. As you must know by now, the sensor has 3 accelerometers in 3 directions. My idea is to use these accelerometers in order for me to know the inclination of in a given time. The main advantage of this method is that the data that I received in this instant is sufficient for me to determine what I want. What I mean is that my data is not depending on the past data that the sensor received. This way there will not be an increment in error, because there is no error, there is no consideration for what happened, just what is happening now. So basically my idea is to use 3 angles in order for me to determine the position of the sensor in the space. So imagine that I have this plane. For instance, this is the Y plane. As you can see, I got Z, I got X, and I got Y. Okay, this is the Y plane. Then I got the X plane, as you can see, where I got Z, I got Y, this is X, I'm sorry, and finally I got X plane, and finally I also have the Z plane, which I will not represent in the drawing because it would get confused, but basically this is the Z plane. Okay, so my idea is, if I have those 3 angles, then I can know the orientation of the sensor at all given times. Basically what I do is, or what I will try to do is, in each of these planes I will look at this value, Z and Y, and try to guess according to the comparing these values to the gravity. Imagine that the gravity is equal to 255. Okay, so if I get a value from here for instance 250, I know that this angle is measuring 250 and this is measuring 255. So what I need to do is calculate which angle is this, using trigonometry, and then use the X value to determine if it is on the plus side or on the minus side. Okay, basically I will draw this exercise for the 3 angles, and I will obtain the 3 angles, and then after I get the 3 angles I can use them to know my location in space. For instance, if I have this sensor here in a given position, and then I have this here in this position, they have different angles. Okay, and we don't know from the data of the sensors, we don't know what is the location, what is the distance between this. What we do know, because we made the robot, is that, for instance, I got a segment of the robot, for instance the leg. Okay, let's use the leg. I know that I got a segment from here to here, from let's say 300 millimeter. I know that after I get from the sensor until the end of the segment goes to 300 millimeters, and also I know that if from this for instance this sensor to the end of this segment there goes for instance 200 millimeters, then what happens is, what I can do with this is that I can draw, or I can guess the relationship between those two variables that I know, for instance, and then I know this 300 . So I don't know if you guys understand what I did. What I did basically was, okay, I have this sensor has these three angles, for instance, okay, and this sensor has these angles. Now I know the position of each sensor individually in space. However, I do know, because I have made the robot, or I can measure the robot, what is the distance between the two sensors. Basically, if I have for instance the knee, and I have a sensor here and another here, I know that this distance in linear fashion, I can decompose this distance into basically this distance and this distance. I will use the same value so you can understand. And knowing the position of each of them, I also can know, if I want, which is this angle, if I need. So what is the purpose of this? The purpose of this is to be able to know, to be able to know the position of the robot. I'm sorry for this bad robot. If I put a sensor here and another here and another here, here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, that is exactly how much sensors we do have in the actually right now. So if I put a sensor right in each of these segments, and I know the position of this one and this one, then I can know what is the angle between these two. Okay, and if I know the position of this one and this one, I can know what is the relationship for this, and so on, so on, so on. What is the main purpose? The main purpose is to understand what the robot is feeling, how the robot is positioned in time. Okay, as I said before, the greatest advantage of this method is that I can instantly know the values and calculate the position in space. Because as I don't use the values obtained from the past measurements, then the error will not be as great, because there will be no implementation in error. So hope you guys understood this. Thank you for watching, and I will make another video soon in order for me to explain what are my next moves regarding this thesis.